the content of the report on Sri Lanka as well as the procedure followed in formulating this document. This report, Mr. President, purports to be pursuant to Resolution L19/2, which we have rejected. We also question how a technical mission, after a visit of just over 1 week, could have produced such a document purporting to be a comprehensive report pursuant to L19/2. We have already placed on record the numerous inaccuracies and misconceptions which mar the report in an addendum numbered A/HRC/22/38, Addendum 1. We note that in the report, the Office of the High Commissioner has gone beyond the mandate granted under Resolution 19/2, which limited her role to reporting on the provision of technical assistance in terms of OP3 thereof. The OHCHR has ventured into territory not envisaged by L19/2 by making substantive recommendations. The recommendations contained in the report introduce substantive measures which are totally unrelated to the mandate given by this Council. The report refers several times to the United Nations Secretary General's Advisory Panel of Experts report on Sri Lanka. Mr. President, we requested the OHCHR to delete all references to the POE report as it was not referred to in Resolution 19/2, and therefore reference to it in the OHCHR report expands the ambit of the report beyond the original scope and mandate of the resolution. Furthermore, the POE report on Sri Lanka was commissioned by the UN Secretary General as a private consultation and is not the product of a request of the UN Human Rights Council or any other intergovernmental process. Neither has it received the endorsement of any intergovernmental body. Hence, it has neither credence nor legitimacy. In its report, the 3-member advisory panel also makes it clear that the assertions set out therein remain unsubstantiated and require a higher standard of proof. For these reasons, among others, the government of Sri Lanka does not recognize the POE report and is perplexed as to the rationale behind it being invoked extensively in this OHCHR report. We also have concerns regarding the conduct of the OHCHR team who immediately after their return to Geneva chose to brief a selected group of countries at an event hosted by a third country even before sharing the outcome of their visit with Sri Lanka either in Colombo or with the permanent mission in Geneva. Our permanent representative had at that time raised these concerns with the High Commissioner. It is interesting that the new draft resolution borrows heavily from the language of the OHCHR. I submit that follow-up action based on a collection of inaccuracies and misconceptions in itself is fatally flawed. As we pointed out, Mr. President, in our statement to the high-level segment of this session, the government of Sri Lanka in good faith facilitated this visit. The OHCHR team engaged in a dialogue with Sri Lankan counterparts, carried out field visits, and held consultations with selected segments of the Sri Lankan polity. The High Commissioner herself appreciates that open access was granted. In sum, it appears that the report is the outcome of no more than an information gathering exercise that has served as a launching pad for a fresh resolution. Rather than attempt to stay within the bounds of strictly following up on L19/2, which stipulates the requirement of consultation and concurrence on the provision of technical assistance consistent with Resolution 5.1 and 5.2. Despite its dissociation from L19/2 and measures pursuant to that action in the Council, Sri Lanka has never ruled out cooperation with the High Commissioner for Human Rights. We have had a senior advisor to the UN country team from the OHCHR since the aftermath of the tsunami of December 2004, and she still remains in Colombo. In my former capacity as Minister for Human Rights, I hosted the High Commissioner's predecessor, Madam Louise Arbo's visit to Sri Lanka and a visit during the humanitarian operation in 2007 at the height of the conflict, which was characterized by open and constructive engagement. From 2008 onwards, the senior advisor from the High Commissioner's office contributed to the process of formulation of the National Action Plan on the promotion and protection of human rights. This demonstrates our willingness to work with the Office of the High Commissioner. As we have stated on many occasions, Mr. President, we have invited the High Commissioner to visit Sri Lanka since April 2011 in pursuance of our ongoing engagement. Despite her finding time to visit the region in the recent past, in particular her visits to the South Asian sub-region within the past 12 months, she has not been able to schedule a visit to Sri Lanka where she could see for herself the remarkable transformation taking place in the day-to-day lives of citizens after the defeat of terrorism in 2009. For these reasons, Mr. President, we would request members of this Council to critically evaluate the content and scope of this report to ensure that an unhealthy precedent should not be established. I would also urge you to resist all attempts to use such a flawed and misconceived document to be the basis on which this Council contemplates taking further action. I thank you, Mr. President.